Hello champions and happy Wednesday. Today we're going to talk about how to convert between mixed numbers and improper fractions. I know you're going to do a great job and so does Mr. Smiles. Let's dive right in. Let's start with our do now. For each one of our do now questions from now on, we'll do one example together and then you'll try one on our own. Our first skill is the order of operations. I'm going to solve 6 plus 5 times 7. What should I do first to solve this problem? Well, first I need to multiply because multiplication comes before addition. What's 5 times 7? It's 35, and I can copy everything else directly down on my paper. Now I can add to finish the problem. What's 6 plus 35? It's 41. Now you try one. What's 25 minus 4 times 6? I need to multiply 4 times 6 first. That's 24. 25 minus 24 is 1. Now let's add fractions. Remember, to add fractions, they have to have the same denominator. So I'm going to start by drawing my t-chart. 1/2 plus 3/5. Now, when I add 1/2 plus 3/5, what's my least common denominator going to be? My least common denominator is going to be 10. Now, I can multiply 1/2 times 5 over 5. What will my equivalent fraction be? My equivalent fraction is 5/10. I can multiply 3/5 times 2 over 2. What will my equivalent fraction be? It will be 6/10. When I add 5/10 plus 6/10, what improper fraction do I get? I get 11/10. That's the same as 1 and 1/10. Now you try one. What's 2/3 plus 1/5? 2/3 is the same as 10/15. 1/5 is the same as 3/15. When I add them together, I get 13 over 15. Now let's do some 3-digit multiplication. Remember, when I multiply 373 times 152, I can break it up into 3 separate problems. 373 times 2, 373 times 50, and 373 times 100. So I can start by multiplying 2 times everything. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. I'm done with my 2. I can cross it out and drop my 0 because 5 is in the tens place. What's 5 times 3? It's 15. Now I can multiply 5 times 7. It's 35, plus 1 more is 36. What's 5 times 3? It's 15, plus 3 more is 18. Now I'm done with my 5. I can drop 2 zeros because 1 is in the hundreds place. What's 1 times 3? It's 3. What's 1 times 7? It's 7. What's 1 times 3? It's 3. Now I can add my partial products. What do I get when I add my 3 partial products? 373 times 152 is 56,696. Now you try one. What's 267 times 125? The correct answer is 33,375. Check your work with mine. Now let's jump into today's lesson. We're going to go back to multiplying mixed numbers tomorrow. So today we need to practice converting between improper fractions and mixed numbers. So let's convert 1 2/5 to an improper fraction. Remember, this means that I have 1 whole and 2/5 of a second whole. Now, if I were to cut my 1 whole into 1, 2, 3, 4 lines to make 5 pieces, I could count and see that my improper fraction is 7 over 5. I have one group of 5 plus 2 more. To show my work, I can say that when I have 1 and 2/5, I'm going to multiply my whole number times my denominator. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 2 more is 7, and my denominator hasn't changed, 7 over 5. Let's do a few more examples. 3 and 1/2. This means that I have 3 wholes and 1/2 of a 4th whole. So first, I can multiply 3 times 2 to see 6 pieces, plus the one more I already had, which gives me 7, and my denominator stays the same. 3 and 1/2 is the same as 7 halves. Now you try one. 2 and 4/5. What's 2 times 5? It's 10, plus 4 more is 14. What's the denominator? It's 5. 2 and 4/5 is the same as 14 over 5. Now you try 2 more. Write 3 and 2/3 as an improper fraction. Well, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 more is 11 over 3. Write 4 and 3/10 as an improper fraction. Well, 4 times 10 is 40, plus 3 more is 43 over 10. So to convert a mixed number into an improper fraction, I multiply the whole number times the denominator, then add the numerator. My denominator stays the same. Now let's talk about how to go the other way. Convert 12 over 7 into a mixed number. So I have 12 over 7. Each one of these wholes is cut into 7 pieces. I have the whole first one, 7, plus 5 more. When I do this, I need to see how many whole groups of 7 I can make. So I'm going to divide. I can see that I get one whole group of 7. 1 times 7 is 7. When I subtract, I have 5 left over. So I have 1 whole and 5 sevenths. 1 whole and 5 sevenths. When I convert 12 over 7 into a mixed number, it's 1 and 5 sevenths. Now you try a few. 21 over 8. I'm going to divide 21 by 8. How many times does 8 go into 21? It goes in twice. I can make 2 full groups of 8. What's 2 times 8? It's 16. When I subtract, there's 5 left over. So my whole number is 2 with 5/8 left over. Let's try 13 over 5. How many times does 5 go into 13? 5 goes into 13 2 times. What's 5 times 2? It's 10. When I subtract, there's 3 left over. So 13 over 5 is the same as 2 wholes with 3 out of 5 left over. Now you try 2 examples. Change 14 over 3 into a mixed number. When I divide 14 by 3, there are 4 whole groups of 3 with 2 out of 3 left over. Now try another. Change 27 over 4 into a mixed number. When I divide 27 by 4, there are 6 whole groups of 4 with 3 out of 4 left over. So 6 3/4. You've done a great job. Now it's time to move to IXL practice. Go to IXL, log in, and choose 5th grade math skill K.6, convert between improper fractions and mixed numbers. Try to get your SMART score to 100.